Okay, I get a lot of comments. There's a lot of people who play a fair amount of golf, and yet they still have trouble breaking 90 consistently. There's 3 reasons why, and today we're gonna show you what those are and how to fix them. Believe it or not, this is all short game stuff today. Because if you want to break 90 consistently, here's what you need to know. You're probably not the greatest driver of the golf ball. On average, some of you might be, but most people struggling to break 90 have a hard time driving the ball straight. Here's one shot you need to know to break 90 if you're having trouble driving the golf ball. It is the punch shot, the low iron punch shot. Why? Because you're probably in trouble a lot, in the rough, under the trees, and you have to hit this low punch and get it as far down the fairway as possible so then you can go chip and putt, save par, make bogey, and avoid the big number that gets your score stuck in the 90s. So here is how you hit that shot consistently, because there's one common flaw that so many of us, even I, make a lot of times. And so here's how to fix it. Okay, so you've probably hit your ball in the rough. What we're gonna do is we're never gonna hit a straight shot. I always want to work a draw and a fade. At least practice that. Maybe you can hit a fade, maybe you can't, maybe you can hit a draw, maybe you can't, but I want you to work on it. And I've got a 5 iron, and you're gonna choke down. You've heard all this stuff before. The one major flaw, what people do all the time, is they treat it, because it's a punch shot, they treat it like a wedge, and they pick it up. That is the critical error right there. When you're hitting a mid or long iron, you never, ever, ever, that's the one just fatal flaw mistake you can make, is picking that club up, right? Because then you're smacking down on it with such, with a face that has hardly any loft on it. Well, you could get away with it with a wedge, but a long iron, no way, no how. So the key is make sure you rotate those shoulders. You don't even have to pick up your hands if you don't want to. Just rotate. It's a punch. So you just turn, 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 turn. Turn your body only. Don't pick up your hands. I'm gonna choke down a little. I'm gonna play a big draw. Big draw on this shot. I always wanna work on these shots. Put it a little back in my stance. You know the fundamentals, but the one thing that you probably don't hear a lot is don't pick the club up. Turn it around your body. Even if I'm playing a fade, I just want to set up for a fade and turn around my body. And work on the trajectory as well. You want to get this as low as possible. Hit some just, gopher hunters, right down as low as you can get it. Just cut that swing off. Right here is where you want to be. And the more you just rotate and the less you pick your hands up, the lower that ball will go. You have to practice this shot a lot, because your drives are going to be in trouble a lot of the time. And this is a key fundamental of lowering your scores, is getting out of trouble. Okay, anybody can hit it from the fairway to the green. To go from the trees and the rough and the junk back into play, that will dramatically lower your scores quickly. Even if you hit it a little heavy, you want it to run out into that fairway. Give yourself an opportunity for a score. This is a critical shot. I would say probably the most important to getting your score below 90. This shot is a saver. You're saving strokes right here. Let's move on. Okay, here is the second piece of the puzzle to breaking 90. You're going to go in the bunker, right? There's 1. There's 2. These are my 6 bunker shots I have for the day. Let's pretend that's my flag, purple, okay? So what do? What's the critical error we all make? Just because the flag's over there doesn't mean you have to go over there. Now, if you are a scratch golfer, or you shoot in the 70s, or even you shoot in the 80s, all these shots, yeah, I would go at the flag. Totally. But if you're in the 90s, you have no business going for the flag over there, or there, or there, or there. Maybe 2 shots you can go for the flag. And I'll show you what you want to do. You want to go to the least, the lowest common denominator, or the least area of resistance. Look, if I'm here, man, I've got a tough shot. But this to right here, man, I could do that. If I'm shooting in the mid-90s, I can put it out right there. Okay? Then we'll deal with that later. Here, this guy, you know what? That's still a tough shot. I have a long carry over sand. But right here, you know what? That's not bad. I can carry this. I got that. These two guys, I do not want to go at that flag. Just too much sand. And it's tempting because it's right there, right? You're trying to save par. Forget about par. You're trying not to get a 91 or a 90. You're trying to get 89. Go over here, okay? I'm gonna put it in the rough, and then I'm gonna chip up afterward. These two, guess what? You know what? That's probably the easiest shot. I've got a little bit of a high lip, so I'm gonna take kind of at the flag, but I'm gonna go a little off to the side. And then as a high handicap golfer, that's what you wanna focus on, is the least recipe for disaster. You wanna avoid the big mistakes. Okay, I did not go at the flag one time. Even here, the lip was high, so I took it to the low side of the lip. And good thing, because I kind of hit it a little heavy and it just barely made it over the low side. I'm just trying to avoid the big number. Now I have a few more chips, and that's the third piece of the puzzle. And how are we going to fix that? I'm gonna show you that. Let's go. Okay, if you're a 90 shooter, I would bet your chips, at least your bad ones, look something like this. No pro looks like this, okay? But it's a common mistake because we're trying to look at the ball and we're trying to get on our front foot on a very short shot. So it's logical for our bodies to naturally want to get to our front side, and so we do this weird, right-handed kind of, because we're trying to get over here. Here's what we want to do on these shots. We're going to lean backwards on the shot. I want you to get on your front foot, yeah, start on your front, and then just lean back. Just instead of leaning forward, this is forward. We want to just lean back a little bit, like this, okay? Lean backwards. I know it's kind of counterintuitive to what so many people teach, but on this shot, let's try it, okay? Yeah, see, well, now I'm going at the flag on the green, but these are all my bunker shots. Feet close together, weight a little on my front foot, and I'm leaning backwards just a little. I just made it. I totally made it. I don't know if you saw that, but it went in that hole. Lean back. I was in the bunker, right? So all these chips would be for par. One I made, you saw that. Two, I'm gonna make a bogey, maybe, and I'll get maybe a couple doubles, but I'm avoiding the snowman, okay? No snowman, no large numbers. Double bogeys aren't gonna kill you if you're trying to break 90, but anything else will. One, learn that punch shot. That's going to save you a ton of strokes. Two, when you're in the bunker, that's a stroke killer. That thing will eat you alive. So go to the least area of resistance and get out of the trap. And then on these chip shots, quit leaning forward. Quit leaning forward. You're gonna stab the club into the ground. You're gonna have the divot's gonna go farther than the ball. Forget that. Lean backwards. I know it sounds weird. Trust me, it will work. You might hit a few thin at first, but that's better than chunking the thing. So those are your three things for breaking 90. And those are the top reasons why people can't. So you wanna get in the 80s? Work on those three things. You will have some of your lowest scores ever, and the game will be a lot more fun. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you in the next video.